everybody, and welcome to the van tour. Hey, this has been a long time coming, but I finally finished it out. 60 days from FedEx truck to tiny home. Today, I thought I'd give you a little glimpse into what I've been up to the last 2 months. First things first, I'm sitting on my bed. I made a big effort to make sure I had a super comfortable mattress. So this is a full queen size bed, and it is like sleeping in lotion. It's so comfortable. It also doubles as an extra seat for the table. I did not plan out a whole lot of seating, so the bed definitely helps out with that. Boom, got my battery cubby right here. I got my 12 LED track lights in, and they are plenty bright. But if you need to pop it down for a little reading, dimmer switch. Oh! You know I had to have that dimmer switch. Okay, up here, battery cubby. This charges off the solar panels on the roof, 320 watts on the roof, and it is plugged in directly to my alternator. So I got wires that run up through the ceiling and then down through the firewall to hook up to my alternator. Primarily it runs my lights, runs my kitchen sink, the pump for my kitchen sink, and it runs my refrigerator, which I'll show you in a bit. Besides that, I charge phones, watches, and all my other electronic gear. What am I working with? I got the Yeti 1400 power station, so that was just right for my power needs. Right next to the battery is my library, so this also doubles as a bookshelf, which is good for me. Some journals, a couple of books. Alright, moving on. Coming down here into the living room. This 4-shelf cabinet is pretty handy. I keep toiletries, kitchen utensils, and miscellaneous lighters, coins, coins for laundry, that sort of thing. Up here are my watches, passport, a couple pens, lighter. Pretty good. Right here is my couch / office. I got the Laguna table mount, and so this is pretty sweet. I've seen a bunch of other van lifers and sailboat lifers get this table mount. I definitely recommend it. Some people have the table detachable, but I don't like to convert anything, so I just have it fixed. I convert it from a couple different modes. So at night, storage mode, or when I'm driving, this is the storage mode here. So I have plenty of access through the door, and you still got one seat on the couch. Boom, in the morning, it converts pretty easy to table mode, and this is how I eat my meals and work on my computer. That's pretty good. If you got company, then I've found you can actually have 2 people eat like this. So one person here eating on the end, and then me tucked in the corner there. Not ideal, not a ton of space, but hey, that's the van life. You know what I mean? But what I love about the location of my table mount is it also turns into a kitchen island. So this has been really useful. It pretty much doubles my counter space. For cooking, I went with a backpacking stove. Now, I could have got some built-in burners and gotten really fancy with it, but I was a little nervous about burning propane in here. Got a carbon monoxide detector. I really don't want to asphyxiate myself in the van. I feel like that'd be the most embarrassing way to die. So I went with a backpacking stove because you can use denatured alcohol. And that burns clean, totally safe inside. And the stove is nice and compact and fits right here in my pantry. Just give you a quick rundown real quick. I have a 9-inch frying pan. I have a kettle. 2 saucepans. And that's pretty much my whole kitchen. So this top converts. You put the denatured alcohol in here. Open up your burner. Dun, dun, dun. And the alcohol is sweet smelling. Get my lighter from my drawer. Whoop. and you're cooking. Boom. So in fry pan mode here, what to do, you get the handle, clamps onto the side, get a nice constant flame, and then that's how I cook my meals. You're going to be seeing a lot of this camping stove. Foreshadowing. So typically I put my oven over here where I do the cooking, and then here is plenty of counter space for chopping things up. I've just been using my pocket knife so far. So boom, my prep station, chopping stuff up, throw in the burner, and I'm good to go. Boom, kitchen. Alright, few tricky parts of the camper stove. One, it's just one burner. Kind of limits you. You got to work on the timing a little bit. Two, this is an aluminum handle and it gets really hot really quick. So I often find myself grabbing a hot handle. You got to keep that in mind. That's all I'm saying. Three, you have just steady heat. There's no knob on it. You're just burning over an open flame. So you got to get good at doing heat on, heat off, and getting a feel for that. I don't have a great feel for that yet. I've burnt a few things, and when you burn things in a tiny home, it builds up with smoke pretty quickly. And number four, what you need to look out for is that burner runs out of fuel. You may be in the middle of cooking something and your flame goes out, and then you got to go find the alcohol, fill it back up, relighter. Just be sure you don't spill the alcohol all over the place because it gives a pretty big flame. But besides that, I've really liked it. Those are minor inconveniences to work with and definitely a good trade-off for being able to burn clean and safely burn inside. This is my off switch, just a snuffer, and you got to get good at dropping it on. Whoop! Nailed it. Okay, moving down the kitchen, I've got my sink right here. So, in this double door cabinet, I have two 6-gallon tanks, and I have an electric pump in there to pump up my water. I put a switch on the side of the sink so I can get power to my pump. There's my pump. Here's the bung hole. Then I have a valve here and a valve here. Now, this detaches by undoing this coupling. So when I change it out, I turn off this valve, drain the water by running the pump, and then I just have a little bit of water I got to deal with coming out the bottom here. That comes out. This whole tank comes out. I'm able to refill it and put it back on. Overall, this is a pretty easy setup with a sink. It's nice for brushing your teeth, washing a few dishes, getting a kettle full of water for coffee in the morning, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. Alright, so this is where I keep my refrigerator. This is the sliding door for the van. This door goes to the cab, and this is my couch right here. I have a little lock on the side when I'm driving, so the fridge doesn't fly out. But I open this trap door here, and here's the fridge. So it is a Dometic freezer fridge. I don't know how big. I think 50 quarts, something about that. I can fit a week's worth of food in here pretty easily. Having access to a fridge makes a big difference. Pretty happy with the fridge, really happy with the locations, convenient when I don't need it. Tucks out of the way. In addition to being a handle to open and shut the door, it's the right height to act as a support to keep this platform level and to keep my fridge from bending my tracks. So I was pretty proud of myself for coming up with that. But that's how you solve that problem. Put yourself in a handle. Okay, that's fridge, trap door, if you're hungry. This lock was an afterthought. The first day I had the fridge, every time I stopped the van, the door would come flying down and the fridge wanted to come flying out. So that definitely did not work. You've got to think, you always forget that you're going to be moving in this thing and stopping quickly from time to time. Here is my bug net. So I put this on my sliding door, and it doesn't look very good, but it is definitely useful. Nothing like having the van door open at night. Get a nice breeze through here. But the problem is with all these lights, you're going to attract every bug in the state. You may have noticed there are a couple of holes here in the ceiling. So they're two kind of funny holes that are cut out. What happened, since this is an old FedEx truck, is I already had 2 lights pre-wired. So I cut holes in my ceiling so I could still use those lights because it runs off the car battery, and I have 3 switches for them. One up in the cab, one in the sliding van door, and one in the back, actually. So the switch for my track lights is up here in my cubby. So I built that switch into the cubby. When you're coming in at night, it's nice to turn on the built-in lights so I can see and kind of get around. I don't leave them on because I don't want to drain my car battery, but I'll flick them on for you. So it doesn't give a ton of light, but there are 2 lights that are, again, running off of the car battery, already wired, and I have 3 switches, one in the cab, one in the van door, and one in the trunk. It actually gives you some pretty nice mood lighting. Let's go to the bed. Okay, so this is my bedroom. I'm sitting on my queen size bed right now. It's a pretty decent place to work. The bed's comfy. You can lay against the wall. I do play a little git fiddle, not that great. You want to hear a tune? Of course you do. This is what I do at night. Here's the view from my bedroom. Not too bad. As you can see, the sliding metal door that separates the cab from the house. At night, shut that door. I'm home. Okay, this is the spare bedroom. No. This is my garage. Bed is lofted up about 40 inches. And when I framed it out, I spread the supports pretty far apart so it would have a nice big area to put stuff in. So it isn't packed yet, but I'm going to load up canned goods, water, propane, extra clothes, fly fishing rod, guitar case, and of course tools to repair this bad boy. So that's the garage. That about wraps up the van tour. Thank you for following along with me. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you don't miss anything. Be sure to tune in next week. I have a special surprise for you. It's going to be a little bit of a format change, but I think you're going to like it. I'm Joey Tuna, and until next time, signing off.